कहाँ से कमाने जाऊंगी, जो भी खिलाऊंगे मैं तो मजूरी कहाँ करूंगी, क्या कुछ भी काम नहीं है मेरी तो। अब में कोई माल खेत में ले जाएगी तो चल जाऊंगी, ना तो बस घर पे बैठी हूँ। फिर घर पे बैठी बैठी बच्चों को क्या खिलाऊंगी मैडम।
कोई भी सहारा नहीं देने वाले होते। हम मैं क्या करूँगी, अकेली हूँ मैं तो। अब अभी तो मेरे एक लड़का है, मैं कहाँ जाऊंगी इसको लेके।
मैं बोलती थी कि उनसे बात करा दो, मेरे भैया से बोलती थी तेरे जीजाजी से बात करा दो। दीदी ये बात करती है ना तो इनको काशी चलती है, सांस नहीं आता। रहने दो भैया, तो वीडियो कॉल करके दिखा दो मेरे को तो।
A crumpled piece of paper. This is what remains of 40-year-old Tej Karan Suman's illness that led to his death. The prescription by a doctor at Kota's Maharao Bhim Singh Hospital does not mention a COVID test anywhere. Tej Karan's wife Mamta said that in April this year, when her husband complained of fever and cold, they first visited 2-3 doctors in the neighborhood. None of them recommended that an RT-PCR test be done. So, Tej Karan never got himself tested for COVID, although his symptoms were similar.
26 तारीख को 1-2 दिन ठेले बुखार आए थे इनको, तो उन्हें दूसरी गोली दवाई भी ली। फिर मैं बोतल भी चढ़वाया, 2 बोतल चढ़वाए और आसपास के डॉक्टरों को लगी। फिर थोड़ी तकबील होने लगी तो शाम के टाइम ने हॉस्पिटल भी ले गए थे तो गेला में ख़त्म हो गए तो।
Tej Karan used to work as a loader, earning rupees 200 to 300 per day. He was the sole earning member in a family of 5 that included his wife, 2 kids and his mother.
ये आपको पता चल पाया कि उनकी मृत्यु कोविड से हुई थी या नहीं?
नहीं मालूम, पता नहीं पड़ा मैडम। हम तो बुखार के चक्कर में रह गए, ऐसा मालूम होता तो और भी कुछ भी करते। वे अच्छे पे लेते हो तो कोई ज़्यादा थोड़ी वो लेते हो।
Mamta's relatives had rushed Tej Karan to the government hospital only after his condition had worsened. Curiously, a scribble at the bottom of the prescription stated that the family didn't want any police probe with a relative signature underneath. Since Tej Karan was pronounced dead at the emergency ward, this note was signed in order to ensure whether post-mortem is needed or not. However, according to guidelines issued by the Indian Council of Medical Research in 2020, COVID testing should have been done on the dead body, which was skipped in this case. Tej Karan's death certificate issued on 5th May 2021 also doesn't mention the cause of death.
हॉस्पिटल ले जाते डॉक्टरों ने मृत्यु घोषित कर दिया उनको, और मृत्यु घोषित करने के बाद उन्होंने जब जांच वगैरह लिखी तो उन्होंने ये मेरे से लिखवाया कि भाई हम कोई पुलिस वार कार्रवाई नहीं करना चाहते हैं, और साइन करवा के डेड बॉडी मुझे सौंप दी है।
तो ऐसा क्यों इन्होंने लिखवाया, कुछ पूछा आपने?
मैंने नहीं पूछा, मैं तो वैसे बेखौफ हो गया था। मतलब मुझे कोई सुधी बुद्धि को बैठा था कि मेरे साथ इतना बड़ा हादसा हुआ, जो मेरा भांजा मेरे से दूर बिछड़ गया, तो मेरे को तो कुछ भी सुधी बुद्धि नहीं रही।
Tej Karan and Mamta had lived in Kota for the last 15 years, but it was only in 2018 when he finally got a card issued under the provisions of BOCW Act 1996 or Building and Other Construction Workers Act, which made him eligible for subsidized rations. While the family got wheat at rupees 2 per kg last year, this year they have been largely dependent on rations donated by local activists. Mamta's bank passbook has entries of rupees 500 deposited between April and June in her Jan Dhan account under the Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package in 2020. These installments were credited following the announcement of a relief package for vulnerable sections by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman in March 2020. The family also received monthly aid of rupees 1,000 to 1,500 last year as part of another COVID relief scheme announced by the Rajasthan government. This year, however, no such financial assistance came their way. Faced with the sudden responsibility of taking care of 2 kids, Payal aged 15, a student of class 8, and Pavan, aged 8, who is in class 2. Mamta has a difficult task ahead of her. Her only regret now is not being able to hear her husband's last words. A local activist explained to us in hushed tones that women here are not allowed to be near family members when they are menstruating.
जब पति हाथ में से गए उनके पास मैं भी मौजूद नहीं थी। 2 बोल मुंडे के बोल के नहीं गए मेरे से वो कि क्या करेगी क्या नहीं करेगी, और उनके विश्वास से जी रहे थे हम तो यहाँ।
It has been almost a month since the Meghwal family in Kota's Prem Nagar colony lost 29-year-old Bhavani Shankar to COVID. Women in this household had to mortgage their jewelry in order to bear the medical expenses. When Bhavani Shankar tested positive for COVID, his family first took him to a private hospital which refused to admit him, saying they don't have treatment available. The family finally took him to Kota Medical College on 29th April. He was kept in the ICU for almost 2 weeks where he breathed his last on 11th May.
उनके शुरुआत मतलब है ना 1-2 दिन बुखार आई थी, फिर उसके बाद है ना काशी चल रही थी उनको। फिर है ना खाना वाना खा के सोए थे ना, वो जो है ना रात को 3 बजे उनको है ना खून के उल्टे आई थी यहाँ घर पे। फिर है ना रात को लेके गए थे ना हॉस्पिटल में, तो फराइटे वालों ने भी मना कर दी कि इनका इलाज नहीं है, कहीं खा पे भी इलाज नहीं है कहीं इनके।
फिर कहीं और आप लोग लेकर गए?
हाँ लेके गए थे ना, फिर सुबह लेके गए थे, फिर 3 बजे से लेके घूमे थे ना, जो है ना भर्ती की मना कर दी थी कि इनका इलाज नहीं है। फिर है ना वहाँ हाथा जोड़ी करके फिर है ना वहाँ पे ना भर्ती करवाए थे मेडिकल कॉलेज में। ठीक भी हो गए थे वो, और है ना मेरे से ना बातें भी करते थे वो ऐसे फ़ोन पे, लेकिन फिर है ना एकदम से उनकी मृत्यु हो गई।
Manisha couldn't visit the hospital to see her husband this entire time as 11 members in the family, including herself, also tested positive for COVID. She spoke to her husband on the phone the day before he died.
मेरे हो गया था कोरोना, सारे घर के हो गए थे, मेरे छोटा बच्चा हो गया था 3 साल का ही बेचारा, अब मैं क्या करूं, मैं कहाँ जाऊं उसको लेके, अभी तो कुछ भी उम्र नहीं मेरी।
Manisha and Bhavani Shankar got married 6 years ago. The couple has a 3-year-old son. With the family's breadwinner gone, Manisha faces the dilemma of being forced to choose a partner under the Nata tradition prevalent in certain parts of Rajasthan. Widowed women are often sent to relatives' homes until a man chooses her as a partner. Stretched financially, Manisha's in-laws are not ruling this out.
आप लोगों की ऐसी स्थिति है कि उनके बच्चों पत्नी की देख रेख कर सकें?
स्थिति तो कोई ना, पर मजदूरी करेंगे जहाँ तक जीतना रहेगा, जहाँ तक काय करेंगे।
इनकी पत्नी को कहीं भेज देंगे?
अब वो रहेगी जिसे जब कशा रहेगा, जैसा रहेगी शरण नहीं पड़ा वो।
फिर में भी कोई भी नहीं रखेंगे। मेरे को 2 भाई है जो किराए से रहते हैं, माए बाप है जो हॉस्टल में रहते हैं, बेचारे मजदूरी करते हैं, कौन रखते हैं आजकल, कोई भी नहीं रखते। और मेरे 3 साल का एक बच्चा है बेचारा।
41-year-old Shambhu Dayal had returned to Kota from the neighbouring district of Bundi after performing the Lagan or pre-wedding ceremony of his daughter in May this year when he tested positive for COVID. His family claims they struggled to find a bed and an oxygen cylinder. A neighbour who is a pharmacist arranged an oxygen cylinder which was used by the family for 3 days before they found a bed at Kota's new medical college.
वो ऑक्सीजन नहीं मिला था उनको 2:30 बजे तक। सारे हॉस्पिटल में घूमे और 2:30 बजे वो ऑक्सीजन मिला था। ऑक्सीजन लगाने के बाद 2-3 दिन ही रहे वो, तो फिर अपना आप ही ख़त्म हो गए। तो
टाइम पे तो एक भी हॉस्पिटल में जगह नहीं थी, सारे हॉस्पिटलों में घूम गए, फिर मेडिकल कॉलेज से रेफ़र किया था उनको वहाँ पे कि जब तक बेड की व्यवस्था नहीं हो जब तक वहाँ पे रखो, फिर यहाँ पे जगह होता है यहाँ पे बुला लेंगे आपको। और वहाँ पर तो लिखवा लिया था कि यहाँ पे कुछ भी नहीं है, यहाँ पे ऑक्सीजन की व्यवस्था है, उसके अलावा कोई ट्रीटमेंट नहीं है, जो भी होगा, जो सबके साथ जो ट्रीटमेंट चल रहा है वही इनके साथ चलेगा, कोई जिम्मेदारी नहीं है। डॉक्टर ने कह देते थे इनको तो उल्टा लेटा दो, नहीं ये तो सब बड़ा है, तुम टेंशन करोगे ये भी टेंशन करेंगे। मैं बार बार ही जाता, मैं हाथ जोड़ता, मैं इनकी सर इनकी तबीयत ज़्यादा बिगड़ी, इनके ऑक्सीजन लेवल कम, इनको उल्टा लेटा दो, ऐसे कर लो वैसे कर लो, मतलब ध्यान नहीं देते थे ढंग से वहाँ पे।
While the family was desperately searching for a bed, Shambhu's son-in-law tried calling a helpline number which was doing the rounds on WhatsApp. This happened to be the contact number issued by the office of Om Birla, a BJP MP from Kota and the current speaker of the Lok Sabha. While their details were noted down by whoever took the call at Birla's office, the family never heard back. Shambhu used to work at a cement making factory earning rupees 7,000 per month. He is survived by his wife, daughter and son. The family had recently moved to their newly constructed house and is now worried about repaying loans taken for the house as well as for Shambhu's treatment. In Rajasthan, there are no official numbers as to how many such COVID widows are there across the state. The only official announcement from the state government has been that they will try and extend benefits of the already existing Palanhar scheme to such women, for which a survey will be undertaken soon. Nothing seems to be moving on the ground though. Another cause of concern is how will the state government assess the financial condition of such women, as some cases happen to be that of suspected COVID cases. Since 2005, Rajasthan has had a welfare program called the Palanhar Scheme for Orphans and Widows. In June 2021, the state government announced that a survey will be conducted to identify COVID widows across 33 districts as part of this scheme. Palanhar is a cash transfer scheme that promises a monthly incentive of Rs 1,500 to COVID widows along with an ex gratia of Rs 1 lakh. In Kota at least, no one from the state government has approached these women yet as part of any survey. They have been left on their own. All three of them told News Laundry that they are willing to take up jobs to support their families if given an opportunity. But so far, they are still waiting for help.